what's up and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a really good day. I'm having a good day. It's super early in the morning here and I've had a lot of requests from you guys to show you like sort of the kind of makeup, and I mean I have done these in the past, but obviously things change, you try new products and stuff, but the kind of makeup that I would do and that I would sort of wear and apply for a normal everyday kind of a thing. So whether that, you know, for you guys that might be work, that might be school, that might be university, that might be, you know, whatever that looks like for you. It's basically just, it's quick, it's easy, it looks beautiful on the skin, it's very, very long lasting, it's oil proof. It won't cake or separate, and it's really nice flattering makeup that looks really pretty on everyone, no matter, you know, what hair coloring, eye coloring, all of that. It's just simple, quick, simple, and easy. I do also have a mixture of drugstore and higher end kind of products in this video. We've got a really good mixture, so hopefully, you know, you might find some new favorites in here that you want to test out as well. I actually have some new favorites in this one too. Some products that I have tested recently and that I've been testing for a little while now that I'm just like, oh, how did I ever live without you? Like literally. So yeah, if you're interested in hanging out with me, seeing, you know, the kind of makeup that I would do for an everyday kind of a thing, then please stick around. Okay, I better get this started because I've only got about 40 minutes until I have to leave, so I'm gonna be snappy today. Now, first up, I've got a serum to show you, and I have been using this one before my makeup for quite a little while now. This is a very interesting serum. There's actually quite a lot of technology going on with this one. So this is a brand newie from Dermalogica. You guys already know how much I adore Dermalogica. And this is their new Phyto Nature Firming Serum. It's actually got really cool packaging too. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's actually two separate canisters sort of inside the packaging. You can see the purple one here and then there's a blue one. It mixes like the two formulations together as you dispense it. So Dermalogica did send this over for me to try, and it's a really, really interesting serum. It's not like your run-of-the-mill usual anti-aging kind of a serum. Quite a lot of technology, like I said. So this one is based on a lot of recent research that's gone into, you know, aging and things that cause aging and genetics and stuff like that. And the recent research is actually showing that up to 50% of premature aging, so signs of premature aging in the skin and things like that, are actually a result of external factors, so things that happen outside of your body and not necessarily genetics, like, you know, we've always sort of thought. And so basically this serum, the way that it works is it actually protects your skin like against the stresses of the environment to reduce the premature aging, like sort of slow it down. If you have a look on their website and have a bit of a read into the technology, it's really, really interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit of a science nerd and also, fair to say, a skincare nerd. And I was reading it and I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow. And there are also some pretty big claims with this one. They're saying that it is their most advanced formula yet. And they're also saying that it minimizes fine lines and doubles skin luminosity in just one application. I've been really enjoying it. So that's sort of what it looks like. It's like quite a runny kind of a consistency. Smells absolutely incredible, like all Dermalogica products do. I pretty much put it, like I pump it into my hand and then I rub it between my fingers to sort of warm it up, and then press it into the skin. I've been really enjoying this one underneath makeup. It does stay slightly tacky on the skin for about 5 minutes. So I usually will apply it. I will let it settle in for about 5 minutes before going in with my makeup. But I think that it definitely does everything that they say that it does. I really feel like it makes my skin look super luminous. I feel like it makes my skin look really plump. I don't necessarily have fine lines and wrinkles, so I can't really say, you know, I can't really speak to whether or not it actually reduces those in one initial application like it says that it does, but it definitely plumps and firms the skin. And honestly, I was always so bad with anti-aging stuff. Like I don't know, I was like, I'm young, I don't need to use it, you know, I'll be more concerned about that when I'm older, but it is so important to start early to actually prevent the damage happening in the first place. So basically, to put it in layman's terms, you know, it's an anti-aging serum, and I definitely, like, I just love it under makeup. It's beautiful. Definitely one to consider. I mean, look at my skin. Look at my skin. It works straight away. Just makes you look so much healthier and awake, and I really like it. All right, moving on to primer. I've been loving this one for every single day. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I tested this in a drugstore video a little while ago, and pretty much ever since then, I've been using it every single day. It's beautiful on the skin. It's kind of odd though. You have to sort of like scrape a little bit out of the canister or the jar or whatever you want to call this, jar. Scrape a little bit out. And then this is another product that I like to sort of warm up in between my fingers. and then press into the skin. This is an awesome primer that really minimizes the appearance of pores. Most of you watching this video will know, you know me, you already are fully aware. I've got textured skin. I've got quite enlarged pores, kind of on these areas of my face, a little bit, not so much on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, but I also have oily skin. So a lot of pore minimizing primers I can't really use because once the oils come through, my makeup literally slides off. Like, see ya, I don't want to hang around anymore. Like, it's crazy. This is a really, really nice primer that definitely minimizes the appearance of pores, but it also doesn't, you know, interfere with my makeup lasting all day. Like, I can still get a really good wear time. It doesn't cause that slippery, slidey feel. I really, really like it. I just sort of press it in. This isn't a product that you can really rub into the skin. You do want to press it in, but it just looks so good. Like, I feel like I could get away with no foundation. I mean, obviously we've got blemishes. We've got one here, we've got a little random one here. But other than that, I feel like I could get away with no foundation. Oh my goodness. If you haven't seen the review video that I did on this one, you need to pause this video. I will link it in a card on the screen. I always forget to do that too. I'm an absolute shocker for it, but I will link it in a card and I'll also link it in the description bar. But whatever Maybelline have put in this foundation, it is some kind of sorcery. This stuff is absolutely amazing. This is the Dream Urban Cover foundation. It's got SPF 50 and it is a full coverage foundation. It's a full coverage makeup that doesn't feel heavy on the skin, that's really breathable, that's really natural, and it looks so natural and glowy on the skin. I am obsessed with this. I do need to pick it up in a slightly lighter color. I've got the shade 228 Soft Tan. It's kind of like borderline a little bit deep. It's okay once I've got concealer and I've powdered everything down. So don't freak out when I'm putting this on and be like, girl, that's way too deep for you. Don't worry, it works out. But it just looks amazing on the skin. I like to apply it with a sponge. And I don't feel like I need, because like it is such a full coverage kind of a finish, I don't feel like I need heaps and heaps of product. I can get away with like a really, really light layer of this. But even if you did want to build it up, it's so fresh and breathable. You truly wouldn't feel it on your skin. You'd be like, oh, I'm not, like, it just doesn't feel like you're wearing a full coverage foundation, basically. Absolutely no word of a lie. I have used this every single day since I tested it. So that video only went up probably a few days ago. There's quite a delay between when a video is filmed and when it actually goes live on my channel. So I've probably been wearing this every day for about 2 weeks now, maybe even a little bit longer. I'm obsessed. And it's drugstore, like, hello. Tell you what, the finish of this on the skin is so similar to the new Pat McGrath foundation, and I love that. You guys know how much I love that. But holy crap, it is expensive. This literally gives the same wear time, the same finish on the skin, that same beautiful, soft, like natural glowy look, but still with great coverage, for like probably, fair to say, like 1/10 of the price. Yeah. I mean, look at it on my skin. It is just absolutely beautiful. If you're an oily skin like me, it's not going to control the oil production. Like, the oil is definitely still going to come through, but it doesn't break up and it doesn't cake up and separate when the oil does come through. And as far as I'm concerned, like, that is a win in my books. Like, hands down. If I can very quickly and easily touch up and I don't have to worry about things looking like a hot cakey mess, I'm happy. I'm pretty happy about it. Now, for an everyday makeup look, I don't really wear eyeshadow per se. I might put a little bit on. I do have an eyeshadow palette that I reach for every day that I want to show you, but I don't really wear too much eyeshadow. I sort of more focus on the skin. So I'm actually going to go ahead and finish the skin before we move on. So for concealer, and I have kind of been rotating concealers a little bit, but fair to say for the last 2 weeks, I've been using Tarte Shape Tape pretty consistently every single day. Now, obviously, when I'm doing, like a full makeup look, smoky eyes or whatever, or an evening makeup look, I do use a lot more concealer than I would for an everyday application. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. I don't know if I showed you that foundation up close either. This is what the packaging of the foundation looks like. I'll link all the products down below so that you can check them out if you're interested. But Tarte Shape Tape, just a beautiful concealer. A lot of you already well and truly are, familiar with this one. Really long wearing on the skin, really creamy, doesn't crease, doesn't transfer during the day. For everyday wear, I kind of just do 3 dots under my eyes, and I also put a little bit on my nose because my nose does sometimes get a little bit red during the day, so I do like a little bit of extra coverage there. And this amount, because it is like a full coverage concealer, this amount of product gives you, it gives me more than enough coverage, covers up any darkness on my under eyes, but again, without feeling heavy. For everyday makeup and for if if you're applying makeup early in the morning and then going to work all day, or, you know, whatever it is, you don't want your makeup to feel heavy. You don't want to, 4 hours into your day and be like, oh my gosh, I really all I want to do is to grab a wipe and wash my face. Like, I've felt that before. I know that feeling and it's horrible. You want to feel fresh all day, and the trick is to use like the least amount of product as you can kind of get away with. Blending that in. Oh, and also this is the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics. This is our Pro Perfecting Sponge. I mean, these have like a crazy cult following now, and you're all so amazing. Thank you so much for the support. You will know what I mean when I say that these are literally the softest sponges ever. We did make these with special micropore technology, and you'll notice, and I probably should show it on camera sometime. I'm not going to do it today. I don't have time today. But you'll notice the pores on these are a lot smaller than all the other sponges that you've probably already got at home. When you hold them side by side, you can really see it. They're micro pores, so they give a much smoother finish on the skin. And it also means that the sponge itself absorbs way less product than a lot of other sponges do. So you're not getting as much product wastage, and they are also ridiculously soft. Like, for those of you that have one, you'll know what I mean. Like, I know it's just a sponge, but I'm really, really proud of these. Like, I love them. Now, I am going to powder everything down before moving on, just to make sure everything is locked in and nothing creases and everything's sort of where it needs to be. Obviously, needs no introduction. You guys know that this is my holy grail setting powder ever, the Velvet Finishing Powder. This is from my brand as well. Again, insane cult following. So many of you have left the most incredible reviews on this one about how it's like literally changed your makeup life. So thank you so much. I love reading your messages. Like, you're all incredible. I love you guys. Can we all just hang out, please? We can have Brandon bake pie, and we can like watch Harry Potter, and it'll be the best time ever. We need to do it, serious. But this one is a triple milled translucent setting powder, and it's also infused with 6 really amazing skincare ingredients. So what it will do is it will control shine and lock your makeup in place all day, but at the same time, it will also care for the skin, look after the skin, hydrate the skin. And what that does is it actually stops your skin from producing as much oil as it usually does. It's another good one. And also, look at the difference in how smooth it makes the skin look in comparison to this side. Yeah, we worked on this for a very, very long time. And it's called the Velvet Finishing Powder because it just makes your skin look like velvet. It blurs out all pores, it blurs out all fine lines, it blurs out wrinkles. It makes your skin look like it's been photoshopped. And if I can have that, I'm going to take that. I have done so many videos where I've spoken about this, so I don't want to, sound like I'm peddling it all the time. But for anyone new here, if you're after a setting powder that actually does, what it says it's going to do, it is worth looking into. And you will notice pretty much instantly the difference in how your skin looks. And I'm not just saying that, hold me to it. Hold me to it. All right, so moving on to brow products now. I've been loving this one. I've been using this every day for quite a little while now. This is, and I showed it, I feel like in a video about, it would have been like 6 months ago, honestly. And it's so funny, I'll test a product and I'll be like, yes, do I love it? Do I not love it? If I love it, it goes into the drawers behind me and I'll continue using it and I'll continue showing it in videos. But this was a product that went back in the drawers, and then for some reason I didn't pick it up again for months and months and months. And then when I did pick it up, I now can't put it down. It's awesome. So it is called the Double Down Brow Putty? Double Down Brow. There, that's the name of it. I have got it in the shade Neutral Brown, which is a really, really nice cool tone brown. You guys know, lost the brush. You guys know I have quite a hard time finding brown products that don't, a lot of them, I've got olive skin as well. I've got very yellow undertone skin, and apparently that never shows up on camera. It's the lighting and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of brown brow powders end up looking really red on me, and my hair's really cool tone as well. And a lot of the time, my brows just end up looking red. Not cute, not what you want. So just taking the lighter shade, I do, sort of the inner part of the brow. And I don't go, heavy, crazy brows for every day as well. I sort of like to just get them done really quick. And I had my microblading touched up. Honestly, I know that there are a few of you that have had microblading or, feather brows or whatever they're called, done. You know what I mean when I say it's literally life-changing. You wake up with these perfect, full, hairy looking brows that are perfectly shaped all the time. Cannot tell that they've been tattooed because it's like individual little hair strokes. They look so natural, and it takes 2 seconds to fill your brows in. You've already got this perfect stencil there. You don't have to shape them and all the rest of it. I am obsessed with them, truly. It's 7:30 in the morning and someone's just started up a whippersnipper. it's keen. Respect the hustle. Love that. To set my brows, I'm still using the Benefit They're Real. This is actually a tinted mascara primer. It's not even a brow product, but I just love how fluffy and full it makes my brows appear. I've been using this for a really, really long time now. I really am the queen of using products in ways that they're not necessarily meant to be used in, aren't I? Just like to think outside the box. Sorry if that whippersnipper's annoying you. It's actually quite loud. I'm so impressed. Which of our neighbours is that? It's so funny. There's like this lawn competition happening on our street. By the way, I love like the neighbourhood that I live in. Like we're so happy here. It's just beautiful. But there's a bit of a lawn competition. Brandon has the most immaculate lawn. And if I can find a picture, I will insert it here on screen. Like, he is lawn goals, like full on. And also one of our neighbors, like Brandon and him are just obsessed with their lawns. They talk about it all the time. Like they're really, really involved. So everyone else on the street, and because our lawns like are side by side, like it's like this really, really great. I mean, you guys are probably not interested in hearing this, but you know, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk. But basically like there's this one section, like our lawn and Rick's lawn, and it's so crazy green, and all the other lawns of all the other houses on the street now are feeling like a little bit like, oh, we need to up our lawn game. So all of a sudden, I mean, this has been going on ever since we moved in, but all of a sudden everyone's like trying really hard with their lawns. Probably why someone is whippersnipping at 7:30 a.m. These are the things that excite you when you are 28. I'm about to turn 29 actually. Never been happier. Honestly, they say that your 30s are the best years of your life. And the closer that I get, the more that I believe that, because life is awesome. You just stop caring about, you know, other people's opinions. You stop worrying about things that you used to be worried about when you were younger. You stop being like self-conscious and like, oh, am I too fat or whatever? You stop doing things out of obligation. You start saying no to things that you never wanted to do, but you've always said yes to because you felt like you've had to. Like, you're really just, things get awesome. All right, brows are done, so I'm going to move on to bronzer. I've spoken about this in a couple of videos now. This is the Marc Jacobs. They call it their Accomplice Instant Blurring Beauty Powder. Yep, that's what it's called. And I never knew this, and it was so funny. One of you actually pointed this out to me. I never knew this, but at the top of it actually comes, you slide this out, and there's a little brush in there. Like, I literally never knew this. How funny is that? This is basically like a powder that's meant to make the skin look pretty. I've got it in a really, really deep shade. It is the most epic bronzer ever. It just looks so amazing on the skin. It's so easy to blend out. It lasts all day. Like for an everyday bronzer, you just can't go past it. And I think too with products like this, because it's a blurring powder, you know, because this was designed to sort of be used on top of foundation for a deeper skin tone, but because it's a blurring powder, it's not as pigmented, you know, as your typical bronzer might be. And it's also easier to blend out than your typical bronzer might be. I just love it. It just looks amazing on the skin. And it's so smooth and, oh, it's the best. Once you try this, like, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. And also usually what I will do, you know, for an everyday makeup look, rather than grabbing an eyeshadow palette, I will just pick this up on a fluffy blending brush, or whatever bronzer, even a blush, even the blush that you're using, and I'll work a little bit of the color through the crease. It adds a little bit of dimension and like a bit of depth to your eyes, and it's sort of like, it just gives you an extra oomph, but without really having to put too much effort in. Kind of a thing, which is me on an everyday basis. I just sort of really softly blend that just kind of through the crease and a little bit sort of upwards through the crease as well. I never really bother, like, you could definitely pack it on your lid, but I don't really bother with that. I just softly work it through. It's funny too, like I've worn this in, I mean, not this product specifically, but I've done this in a lot of videos, you know, when I've just chucked like an everyday makeup look on and then I have filmed, and a lot of people, like, it's the one eyeshadow look that everyone's like, what have you got on your eyes? Like, it looks really, really nice. And I'm always like, like, it obviously really does work because everybody always comments on it. I'm just going to rub a tiny bit of that through the lower lash line as well, just to give it like sort of like a smoky kind of a look. You guys will be happy to know my eyelashes are fixed. Hallelujah. If you didn't know already, and you've seen it in probably other videos, I had a lash lift done before I went to New Zealand, and it was a hot mess. It was particularly bad on this eye, but she frazzled the absolute crap out of my lashes. They were totally ruined. And I still, like, the hair follicles themselves were burnt. I still have damage, and I'm going to have damage for quite a while now. I'm using lash serum every day. But Kim, again, from Luxe Brows and Lashes, managed to fix them. so that now I can look like a normal human being. Honestly, it was a disaster. So this mascara by Tarte, this is the Big Ego mascara, and this has actually replaced all my other mascaras randomly out of nowhere. Got a lot of favorite mascaras, you guys know that. The Essence Lash Princess, I love. The new Too Faced one I really love as well, but I find the brush to be a little bit big, so I usually use like a small spoolie. This one I'm obsessed with. Also the packaging, like, can we it's awesome. Now this has got a bristle brush as well, but what I really like about this brush is, I mean, it is quite decently sized. If you look at the size of it in comparison to my eye, it is quite big, but for some reason I can still manage to use this without getting it everywhere. Usually when brushes are really big, I just can't use them because I've got small eyes. But what I really love about this is it's a dry formula and it gives my lashes so much length and so much volume, but without being like tacky or sticky. I mean, God, look at that. Like, I've hardly put any on and look how massive my lashes look. It's awesome. So yeah, it's like a really good dry formula. It doesn't transfer during the day. It doesn't flake. Really quick and simple to apply. It doesn't flick everywhere because it's not super wet. Just like, I really, really like it. Also, doesn't make your lashes like go all gross and clump together. You'll see on this eye and you will notice in videos, and I don't know how long this damage is going to last from that lash lift, but I literally have like right in the center here, a bald patch. She actually fried the hair follicles themselves. Oh, don't get me started. So pretty much all we have left is a little bit on the cheeks and then something on the lips. I've been really, really loving this blush by Too Faced. This is from their Peach collection. The Peach My Cheeks, and this is the shade Peach Dream. Now this is quite an intense looking color in the pan. Like, I understand that it looks like crazy, but it does not look like that at all on the skin. Just gives like a really natural sheer wash of color. I also really like the formula of this one. This one's like a really cool like cream to powder kind of a formula, very similar to those e.l.f. blushes and bronzers that I really, really love. But I love it. It doesn't add any texture. There's no powderiness to the formula kind of a thing. So when it's on the cheeks, it just adds like a flush of color, but without adding any texture or shimmer or anything like that. And that's the kind of look that I like to go for like an everyday thing. So just kind of with like a fluffy brush, I'll rub my brush in it and then just sort of gently sweep it on the cheek. See how it just adds like a really natural, like a hint of color, but without adding any texture at all. It's so beautiful. It does smell absolutely amazing too, and the scent kind of lasts all day. Like, your face, it smells like peach. It's beautiful. So that's pretty much it for the skin. And then I just chuck either a lip balm on, a lip color if I'm wanting something a little bit extra, or a gloss, basically. I've got two products that I've been using pretty much every day. I'm going in between them depending on how heavy I kind of want it to be. The OFRA Flexi Slick, this is in the shade Fuzzy, this one in particular. This is a really amazing hybrid formula. It's like a satin liquid lipstick that doesn't ever feel dry or chunky on the lips. It's amazing. I like this formula. I'm head over heels in love with. I've also been loving the NARS. This is a tinted oil-infused lip tint. This is from their recent limited edition Orgasm collection, and this is just glorious on the lips. It's a really soft, pretty natural pink color. I think I'm going to go with this one today, but either of these I love for just an everyday thing. Very, very nice, very comfortable to wear all day. I'm going to use this one today. Now, these come in like a bunch of different colors, so really, like, the world is your oyster. It feels so natural on the lips, like you're not really, like, kind of like you're not even really wearing a lipstick. All right, so that's what that color looks like. I honestly think it's beautiful. I really, really love it. Then obviously to lock everything in, to lock all the color in, to make sure it doesn't fade at all during the day whatsoever, I finished with a setting spray, the GERARD Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray. You guys know by now for sure, I would hope, that this is my all-time favorite, just hands down, holy grail. Best, literally the best setting spray on the market. No words about it. Like, it is amazing. It's so good at locking your makeup in if you've got an oily skin type, or your makeup never lasts, or your makeup gets cakey, or it transfers off, whatever it is. This will literally change your life. I did collaborate with them a couple of years ago on my own scent. I did a rose scent with them. I obviously use the rose scent every single day, but they've got heaps of different scents if rose isn't for you. Have a look on their website. I think they've got like probably even like 15 different scents. Like, they've got heaps. So I use like a light spritz of this. I do still have that code too, guys. So you can get two of these. The full size ones are for the price of one. Like, it's a buy one, get one free kind of a thing. The code is JOYBOGO. I'll pop it on the screen and I'll link everything down below as well. But yeah. Oh, so good. So I'm going to set this down. It's got a really nice mister too. The one thing with setting spray is don't touch your face until it's dried down entirely. You want to give it like a chance to actually set, and you don't want to touch your skin while it's like wet with the setting spray on it. So I kind of like fan it, and then I will try not to touch it. But yeah, this is the finished look, guys. So this is what I will wear on an everyday basis. I feel like it's really nice, radiant, natural, glowy sort of looking skin. Like it looks perfect and it looks like I've put a lot of effort in, but I really haven't. It's just more about choosing the right products and also choosing products that last. With my skin type, I really need to be using things that actually are going to last through like the entire day, that aren't going to fade, aren't going to cake, and when my oils come through, you know, are actually going to stand up and be like, no, I'm staying here. And it's also really important for me for an everyday natural makeup look to wear products that are comfortable and that don't feel heavy and that feel really light and fresh and not really like I'm wearing any makeup at all. So yeah, I hope that you found today's video helpful. Thank you for all of the requests to see an everyday natural kind of a makeup routine again. They are always changing. Like as new products come out and as I test new things and fall in love with new things, like obviously it changes. But yeah, I hope that you really enjoyed today's video. I might actually quickly show you my skin close up just so that you can really see how this makeup looks on the skin. It's really, really natural, really soft, but really flattering still. Like I've got color in my face, I look healthy, and I feel like it looks like I've put a lot of work in. If I wasn't talking and being such a chatty Cathy, which I'm so bad at, oh my gosh, like I've been filming, like I'm gonna be late now. I could do this 15 minutes, maybe even less. Like I could put this together really, really quickly. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Here's my skin. But I hope that you really enjoyed today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what products you love for an everyday makeup look. I'd love to hear what you are loving, or just let me know what you're doing for the day. Come and say hi in the comments. It means a lot to me. But yes, I love you all so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you all in my next video.